another day of our penguin research. Who's excited? Give me a 2 thumbs up if you're super excited to keep learning about penguins. Me too. Okay, so we've learned about the body parts, the life cycle. We learned things penguins eat. We learned where they live, things penguins can do, things penguins can't do. And today we are going to finish up the Penguin book by Seymour Simmons, okay? And learn about different species. Now, we already have a lot of schema about emperor penguins, right? The tallest ones. The ones that are about as tall as a 5-6-year-old. The ones that lay 1 egg at a time. The most famous that live in Antarctica, right? And today we're going to take a look at a few other of the species. Now remember, there are 17 different species of penguins. But again, today we're going to take a look at some more of those. So if you're ready, give me 2 thumbs up. All set? I hear you screaming, you bet. Okay. Well, again, we already know a lot about the emperor, so we're going to take a look at its cousin, the king. Okay, and we see the picture, we see the king. It looks very on first look here. Okay, it looks very similar to the emperor. It just looks a little smaller to me, but let's see if that's true. King penguins are second in size only to emperors. A king is almost 3 feet tall and can weigh nearly 35 pounds. I would say that's probably about the size of a 2-year-old. It lives on a cold, rocky coast of islands surrounding Antarctica. So the king is not going to live on Antarctica. It's going to live on the islands surrounding Antarctica. The king has an golden orange swatches on its neck and its head and white belly and blue back. Kings don't waddle the way most penguins do. Instead, they run fairly quickly on their feet. I didn't know that. So most penguins waddle, but the kings kind of run. Pretty interesting. Nesting colonies of up to 10,000 kings form on shore. Each penguin helps its neighbor at an exact but close distance away. If a neighbor gets too close, it gets a nasty slap from a flipper or a jab from a beak. That was a lot to say and a lot to digest, so let's talk about that. So basically, king penguins, they'll help their neighbors out, but if they get too close, they slap them with their flippers. Pretty weird, right? Okay. Well, then there are gento penguins. Okay, and they can grow as tall as 30 inches and can weigh up to 30 pounds. So we're starting to go from the emperors, the biggest, and we're working our way down. They're colorful orange bill. Let me see the photograph here. Okay, sets them apart from other penguins. Also, no penguin has such a big tail. Most gentos live in large colonies along the coast of Antarctica. Gentos stay with their mate throughout the year. Mating pairs usually build nests of pebbles, and bare ground. Year after year, they may return to the same inland nest to lay their 2 eggs. Okay, so the gento, again, is going to be around Antarctica, but not on Antarctica, and it has the orange bill. So again, so far we've learned a little bit about emperors, kings, and gentos. Now this is usually the kids' favorite. You guys ready? Pinky drum roll. The macaroni penguin. And look at this photograph. The kids normally love macaroni penguins. Okay, and they get their name from their long orange, yellow, and black feathery crest that rises above their eyes. They are named after macaroni dandy, a hairstyle that was fashionable in the 18th century. Macaronis stand about 27 inches high and weigh about 9 pounds. They live around Antarctica, mostly on South Georgia, okay, and the Heard Islands. So close to Antarctica again, but not on Antarctica. Breeding seasons for macaronis start in December when the mating pairs lay 2 different size eggs. The first egg is half the size of the second egg and usually doesn't hatch. Rockhoppers are the smallest of the Antarctic penguins. They're slightly taller at 20 inches and only weigh 5.5 pounds. They live along the macaronis. Like the macaronis, they have feather crests on the top of their heads and have similar nest and breeding habits, but rockhoppers are more aggressive than macaronis. Okay, so Macaronis and rockhoppers, guys, are pretty similar. They have those crazy crests, right? That's why the kids love them. They think it's funny. It kind of does look like pasta on their head, right? That's how I think about it anyway. And they're just saying that the rockhoppers are a little bit more aggressive. So basically what that means is they would fight a little bit more, okay? So again, emperor, king, gento, macaroni, rockhoppers. Adelie penguins, and here's a photograph of an Adelie. Adelie penguins are named after the wife of Dermot D'Urville, one of the early explorers of the Antarctic. Adelies are small penguins, about 27 inches in height and weigh only 10 or 11 pounds. Adelies spend the harsh Antarctic winter months near the outer edges of the ice pack where it's slightly warmer. They often stay at sea, resting in groups on packed ice and icebergs. As summer approaches, they breed on the coast or in the barren island beaches. Adelie rookeries range in size from less than 100 to hundreds of thousands of chicks. Okay, so again, they're just like another Antarctic one. They're really actually pretty tiny in size. Okay, they hang out more on the outer part of Antarctica than the inner part because it's a little bit warmer. Okay, then there are chin strap penguins, and they're the same size as the Adelies. They get their name from a thin black line that circles under their chin, like a strap on a helmet. They breed in slightly warmer waters on islands off the coast of Antarctica. One of the largest colonies on Deception Island may have up to 1 million chin straps. Chin straps are among the boldest and most aggressive of all penguins. Okay, so again, just some information about these different kinds of penguins. So again, Adelies, you're still gonna find in Antarctica, and the chin strap, they look like they're wearing a helmet. Okay, so they'll have that like black underneath, and they're basically pretty aggressive. Chin strap penguins love to fight. Okay, other species. Royal penguins have yellow, orange, and black crest. Royals are found only on the rocky Macquarie Island in the Pacific Ocean south of New Zealand, so warmer, okay? They have the largest of the crest penguins. Erect crest penguins have long, spiky feathers that stand straight up from their heads. They live in sub-Antarctic regions of southern New Zealand. Blue or little fairy penguins, kids love the blue and little fairy penguins, me too, are the smallest of all the penguins. Blue stand about 16 inches high and only weigh 2 pounds. So we are talking about smaller than a dog. We are talking about basically like regular bird size. They live in the warmer waters around Australia and New Zealand. Magellan penguins, the largest of the warm water penguins, live on the stormy and rocky shores on the southern Argentina coast and Chile. Yellow-eyed penguins, the third largest penguins, have yellow, orange cat eyes, and they live along the coastal shores of New Zealand and neighboring islands. Okay? Again, these penguins and then there's the Galapagos too, which I didn't mention, are your warmer weather penguins, okay? Again, remember, I told you the story back a couple days ago about the kid in my class last year who went home and had a fight with her mom because she was telling her mom that penguins live in warm water, and the mom told her that she was crazy, right? And then she found out that it's actually true. It is a huge misconception. There are tons of penguins like the little blue, like the Magellan penguins, like the yellow-eyed penguins that live in warmer climates and near warmer water. Okay, well, despite the harsh weather, the penguins that live and are around Antarctica, such as these chin straps, and here are the chin straps, survive in large numbers. But penguins that live in climates that are more temperate are not as fortunate. Some are becoming in danger of being extinct. Okay, so what that means is those penguins that live in those warmer climates are actually in more danger when compared to like the emperor penguins, okay? Because there's more people around. Makes sense. There are only a few thousand. This is so sad, everyone. Galapagos penguins left because of weather and ocean changes known as El Nino, and they have depleted the number of fish that they eat. South of Australia, only a few thousand Falkland penguins remain due to the lack of fish. The development of coast overfishing and pollution have also affected the penguin population. Pollution in ocean waters reduces the ability of penguins to lay eggs that hatch successfully. Some researchers estimate that tens of thousands of penguins are killed each year by oil spills along the Australian and New Zealand coasts. Cats, dogs, and other animals feed on penguin chicks. Each penguin species struggles in a different way to survive. By learning more about penguins, we can begin to understand to help them and other endangered sea animals survive in our changing world. Okay, so again, basically because of changing climate, fishing, oil spills, some penguins are really in a lot of danger. So now that we know, we can try to do our part in helping save the penguins. All right, guys, not trying to end on a depressing note, we definitely learned a little bit more information about different species of penguins today. In Google Classroom, I want you to match up those penguins, okay? So find the little blue penguin and so on. All right, guys, great job. I'll see you back for more research soon. Bye, guys.